is Taylor, and today I'm going to be giving you my top tips on how to choose a program for studying abroad. Now, there's a lot of different options out there. So this is my personal experience as an American student wanting to study abroad in Europe. So my first thing that I considered was the budget and how much I was willing to spend. I had to take out a student loan for my entire study abroad. Pick a city that's realistic in your budget. I'm just going to be using Spain as an example because that's my firsthand experience. Madrid is a major city in Spain, and Granada is also a city, but it's a lot smaller and it's actually a lot cheaper. So your dollar or your euro actually goes a lot farther there. Consider your real reasons for wanting to study abroad. Do you want to study abroad to study an engineering program? Do you want to learn foreign language? In California, the top languages to learn that other than English are Spanish and I think Mandarin are the top ones specific to California. So if you're watching this from another country, maybe your target language is something else. Consider the transferable skills after studying abroad and when you're going into the workforce. I know that learning Spanish and choosing a program where I would be learning Spanish was incredibly helpful when applying to jobs after I graduated. My next tip is to consider the size of the city that you would like to live in. Do you want to be in a big metropolitan area where there's a lot of stuff to do, but rent can be significantly more expensive and your school commute might be farther away? Consider the transportation. If you're someone who absolutely hates taking public transport, like I do, but you still have to do it depending on where you live and just biting the bullet. But if you're someone who, when you're studying abroad, you don't want to take public transportation, consider living in a smaller city so then you can just walk everywhere. I met the students who studied abroad in Madrid and they had usually about 20 to 30 minutes of commute time on the metro. And then for Granada, my commute was 5 minutes walking. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. Make sure that the classes that you take abroad are going to be transferable. That is so important because I can't even imagine if I had gone all that way to Spain to finish my major and to find out that none of those classes had counted. With my school, they had us go through the course list and write down like 20 different courses and get those approved by an advisor and have all those documents scanned. One thing that's very important to consider if you're going to be doing a foreign language, your school may require you to declare a minor or a major. So it's very important that you speak to your academic advisor or a study abroad counselor, whichever is accessible in your institution. So my next tip that I have here is length of stay. So how long do you want to do this program for? Do you want to just be gone for a few months or do you want to be gone for a whole academic year? And I 10 out of 10 will recommend again and again and again to go for a full year because if you're trying to learn a foreign language, it takes more than a few months to really get the hang of it. It took me a while to get acclimated to my surroundings. The first few months, you're kind of experiencing the culture shock and you're just taking it all in and learning a lot of things all at once. And whether it's grocery shopping to knowing how to do your laundry and hanging your clothes on the clothing line or things like that and knowing how to get around, depending on your program, you'll probably be doing excursions on the weekends here and there. The second half, I was really able to take all that knowledge that I learned and to really apply it to everything. And it completely changed my life in so many ways. To consider your living arrangements. Do you want to do a homestay where you're living with a family, or do you want to live on your own? Do you want to live in this residential housing? I would do some research abroad to see if you have to take any medications, like if you have seizures or something really serious, to make sure that if those medications are legal in the country that you plan to study abroad in. There was some people who were studying abroad where their medications ran out and they could not refill them while they were abroad because they were here for a year. And it was extremely exorbitantly expensive to try and ship them overseas. Make sure that you will either be able to get a generic version of your medication that you need to take, or that a healthcare provider can provide you up to a year's supply, which might be difficult. So it's very, very important that you make sure that that's available. Another tip that I have is to speak to other people who you may have known studying abroad. I only knew one person, but that person had a lot of valuable insight, and I ended up deciding to choose a year as opposed to semester because I knew that I would be getting so much more out of it, especially because I wanted to learn a foreign language. And In my experience, I met a lot of people who had only chosen a semester and they were very, very sad to go home after only a few months. It's also important to research the student visa process. This could take months and months and months. Studying abroad in Spain, it took forever. Make sure that you get everything done as far in advance as you can. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I don't know who's watching this. I'm really new to YouTube, so maybe one person will see this. But hey, one person, thank you for watching this entire video. Much love to you. So if you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comment section. I plan to do a whole series on studying abroad and travel series and things like that because I learned so much while studying abroad in Granada, Spain. Thanks for watching.